other communities. And this is part of what his work is, and so we're glad to have him with us. He is of age. He looks young, but he is of age, and he can speak for himself. So I'm going to ask you all to give him a great big Mississippi welcome and a great big Cade Capel welcome, Mr. Ryan Mack. Come on, let's give it up for him.
And I think that we're missing the mark when we only talk about those things from the internal perspective of what it does to, you know, I've heard things, I don't want to work for the golden arches in my golden years. I want to make sure I can buy a home, I can buy a business. And these things are great. I mean, these things are for you, and I want you to strive for these things. But the community benefits so much when individuals look when they look at not only what they can do for themselves, but what they can do for others. You know, God talks about in the Word. It talks about He didn't come here to steal. He came to give, so we can live life in abundance and amplify it to the full, till it overflows. And that's the part that, especially, we fail to realize the blessings that you receive are really not for you. They're really so you can allow yourself to be a better giver to society. It talks about in the Word. It talks about if you don't hear the cries of the poor, your cries themselves will not be heard. So we got to hear. These people out in these streets are crying for your help. They're crying for your giving. They're crying for your effort. They're crying for your ideas. They're crying because there's something inside of you that was meant to pour out onto other individuals. I think it says Ephesians 1:3, it says, "Blessed is the Lord and Father of our God, Jesus Christ, who hath blessed us with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Christ." If that's the case, that's called past tense. Who hath blessed us? It doesn't mean he's going to bless you. It don't mean he's planning on doing it. It means he already gave it to you. You got your new house even though you ain't living in it yet. You got your new job even though you ain't working there yet. You got your new car. Everything you ever wanted in life, you got it already. But you just got to put the actions in place in order to go get it. That's what God has already done. He got lack and spiritual death and curse is not for us. We've been redeemed from all of that. You know, we got putting food on the table. These are basic. And I'm not up here preaching those. I don't do no prosperity and think that everybody's gonna be some millionaire. Because I don't believe everybody's gonna be a millionaire. Right. Most people in this room are not gonna be millionaires. Right. But that's not what we should strive for. That's right. At the end of the day, keep put food on the table, roof over your head, help other people. That's it. That's basic stuff, man. Yeah. That's basic stuff. Well, we all can say that that is something that God has for me. And I'm going to stand on that. And if it's something that's not being, if I can't keep food on the table, roof over my head, and help other people, I'm not doing something right because God put it in me in order to be able to get that. That's good. Everybody said it. Both the same thing. God gave you the mind, the body, and the earth underneath your feet. Now, the thing in this world that did not come from those three things, outside of God, is the mind, the body, earth underneath your feet. God seldomly gives you a finished product. That's right. He seldomly gives you something that's finished. That's right. He gives you some wood. He gives you some material, but he don't give you this podium. That's right. He gives you some steel, but he don't give you this microphone and all the electrical material that comes inside of it. He gives you some rubber, he gives you some plastic, he'll give you a car. So we have to understand that when we can use our mind, our body, and the earth underneath our feet, we can create anything we want to create. If we still have those, we just see. Sometimes and I wait on God all the time. You know, sometimes you got to be patient because the patient man has a good understanding. I understand that. But then sometimes it ain't for us to wait on God. Sometimes it's God waiting on you. And it's been a strong belief of mine that there is no such thing as any community that is void of resources, that can create wealth for itself. There's no community that cannot create wealth for itself. There's no such thing, and I'm from Detroit now, so I got to understand, Detroit, we're going through it. We're going through it in my hometown. I go back twice a month, but it's my belief that there's no such thing as a community that does not have the resources inside of it to create empowerment for itself. We are not going to wait on any other man. Because cursed is a man that trusteth in man. We're not going to trust in man. We're going to do things for ourselves, and that's what every time I go back to Detroit, yes, and I'm a firm believer, not to say that the government can't do anything. Because government has a purpose too. Government is a part of the process. It's a part of the process. You can be blessed by the government, but at the end of the day, you don't have to wait on them. So there's certain things inside of you that we can learn how to create right now. My brother, again, is labor attorney, doing a lot of things that can create empowerment for other folks, and he's picketing, and he always got me going back and picketing and marching, and I'm doing a lot of stuff with him, and I'm like, let's go, let's go. But when we done picketing and done marching, we got to go back and get some work done, because that legislation that's going to be passed, it might not be passed for another year.
Right.
And I told the brother this morning, he said, man, do you think that Jackson can recover? Because especially when there's so much need in this city. I said, listen, you show me an area with a lot of need, I'll show you an area with a lot of potential. Because the further you go down, the higher you can go up. The more you have need, there's more people out there that are going to pay you to fulfill that need. So you just have to figure out what you can do to use your skills inside of you to help fulfill that need. So if there's more need, there's more opportunity. So we got to capitalize on the opportunity. And that's why I always tell folks in the D. I said, man, listen, man, we're going through a lot of hard times, but this is one of the greatest times in our city's history. Everybody's leaving town. Well, guess what? There's less competition. We can do more work.
Yeah.
Let them go.
Yeah.
We don't need them.
Yeah.
Let them go. You can form a business on the block with nobody's even around for miles. No competition. This is the greatest time for you to start to think about ingenuity, forming businesses.